The mark on the side panel of our caravan is still there. I've never had it repaired, Sandra asked me not to. It's a long dragged impression pressed deep into the aluminium, broad and flat, like something with real weight had been leaning against the wall from the outside. Not a scratch, not weathering. A deliberate press mark, sustained like whatever made it was in no hurry. Not a hand, not anything shaped like a hand. I was inside when it happened, about a meter away from it, on the other side of that wall in the dark. We'd been 3 weeks on the road. The Barclay, across into the territory, heading north toward Darwin. Grey Nomads, doing the classic run. Sandra had the whole trip mapped on a spreadsheet going back 2 years. Tennant Creek was meant to be a straightforward overnight, powered site, aircon, a proper sleep before pushing further north. The van park was full, touring season, everyone moving in the same direction. The woman at the desk suggested 3 ways, 20 kilometers back south. We looked at each other. We'd been driving since before 7 that morning. We were done. Just north of town, there's an unmarked dirt track cutting left off the Stewart. No sign. No indication of anything. A faint set of tire tracks going in, half swallowed by the edges. I pulled off and we followed it. The country out that way is jump-up country, flat-topped mesa formations that rise suddenly out of the plain, hard-cap rock on top, steep scree falling away at the sides. They come at you out of nowhere. In the right light, they look ancient in a way that makes you feel very small and very recent. About 4 kilometers in, the track curved between 2 formations and opened into a natural clearing. Red dirt, spin effects around the edges, jump-ups on 3 sides rising maybe 15 meters, the kind of spot that looks beautiful until the light starts going. That's where the van went in. I didn't see the soft section until the rear wheels dropped. The whole rig lurched sideways. The caravan came around at an angle. I tried forward, tried reverse, dug it deeper, bull dust sitting over a hollow base. You'd never pick it from the surface. The light was already going. I walked the wheels, assessed the depth, 2, maybe 3 hours to dig out properly. Sandra pointed at the sky. I made the call. We'd camp where we were and dig out in the morning. We set up. Awning, chairs, the gas burner going. There was a bottle of red, and we tried to make the best of it. But the mood had shifted. The jump-ups on 3 sides felt less like shelter and more like walls. The sun dropped fast, and the shadows came off the scree slopes, long and wrong. Near the top of the closest formation, I noticed dark splits in the cap rock, fractures where the face had pulled apart over time, deep enough that the torch beam didn't reach the back of them. I looked at them longer than I should have. Then I went inside. We were in bed by 9. I woke at 11:40. Something was moving on the roof of the van. Not a branch. There were no trees near enough. Not wind. The night was absolutely still. This was weight. Deliberate, considered weight, picking its way across the roof directly above where I was lying. Sandra was already awake beside me. Neither of us spoke. I reached for the torch. The weight stopped the moment my hand moved. Then I heard it drop off the far side of the van and hit the ground. I got up, got dressed, and opened the door. Nothing. I put the beam across the whole clearing. Dirt, spin effects, the scree slopes. The air had that flat, pressurized quality the outback gets at midnight, like the dark itself is heavier. No insects, no movement. Whatever had been up there was gone, or it wasn't in the light. I went back inside and locked the door. The click of that lock felt pointless even as I did it. It came back at 1:30. Not the roof this time, the sidewall. A slow, sustained pressure from the outside, like something was testing the resistance of the panel. No knocking, no scratching, just that steady, deliberate push. The aluminium flexed inward. Sandra made a sound I'd never heard from her before. I put the torch against the upper vent and shone it outside. 6 meters of pale light cutting into the dark. Nothing visible, but I could hear it breathing, low and slow, just beyond where the beam reached. Deep chest movements, unhurried. Something large that wasn't frightened of us or the light. It breathed against that wall for what felt like 2 minutes. Then it stopped. A few seconds of silence. Then something struck the panel once, hard, from the outside, a single impact, like a statement. The whole caravan shuddered. After that, nothing. I sat upright with the torch until the sky started going grey. Sandra didn't sleep at all. We dug out in the morning without talking much. When we finally got the van free and back onto solid ground, Sandra walked to the base of the nearest jump up and stood there looking at the dark openings in the cap rock. A long moment. Then she came back, got in, and stared straight ahead through the windscreen. Quietly. "Something lives up there," she said. Stunned quietly. We drove north and didn't speak about it again. It was 2 days later at a van park outside Catherine that Sandra found the mark. She'd walked around the van checking the panel that had flexed and called me over without saying anything. Just pointed. That long flat press impression in the aluminium. Deep. Whatever made it had been carrying real weight against that wall. I've had a few people look at it. A panel beater in Darwin. A bloke at a caravan show who reckoned he'd seen everything. Nobody could tell me what made it. We finished the trip. We drove home eventually, weeks later. But I'll tell you, every time I walk past that van in the shed, I stop at that mark. I think about whatever was standing outside that wall in the dark, breathing slowly against the aluminium, taking its time. I think about the fact that it made a decision that night. And whatever it decided, I'm grateful for it, more than I can properly explain.